Pressure persists on the Malawian Kwacha as it drops 2.3% against other currencies in 6 months of 2024. According to a recent financial stability report published by Reserve Bank of Malawi, Kwacha depreciated by 3.1% against dollar in both authorized dealer banks, translating to a loss of 52.05 Kwacha in value. Malawi's currency's drop has sparked concerns for some consumers in the southern African country that basic goods will soar in price. Economists say a fall in the currency makes all imports more expensive and a rise in prices will be passed on to the consumers. And to talk about this, we're joined by Dr. Bertha Bangara-Chikadza, President of Economics Association of Malawi. Good afternoon from here. Good morning, rather, from here. Glad to have you join me on the news. Let me start by asking what you believe are the primary factors contributing to the recent 2.3% drop in the value of the Malawi Kwacha against the US dollar.
Thank you. As you know, this country has been facing a couple of challenges. We are an importing country, and we were faced by, El Nino this year, so we did not produce enough food. But on top of that, we had also, problems that have been consistent. So the country is experiencing high debt levels. It is also importing a lot, and then we don't even have enough food. And a lot of things are putting pressure on the Kwacha. The high inflation, the high debt, and also a lack of food, which is spiraling up inflation, and so many other things. So economically, the economy is not all that well, and everything that is happening is just putting pressure on the Kwacha because we are not able to generate even enough foreign exchange to finance everything that we need to import as a country. So basically, things are not all that well. Thank you.
I'd like you to speak further. I know you touched on how this is impacting inflation as well as availability of food in Malawi. But then expatiate on this drop in the Kwacha. How does it influence Malawi's trade balance, particularly in terms of imports and also exports?
Yes, like I said, we are a heavily importing economy. And so a depreciation of the Kwacha is not a good thing for a country like Malawi because almost everything will be going up in terms of fertilizer. All the production that happens in the country relies on imported fertilizer. And as long as we're seeing a depreciation in the Kwacha, then we mean everything that the farmers use, fertilizer, herbicides, even, some seeds, then they will all come in with a high price. So it means that production will happen, at a high price, and that will also filter, everything that happens in the economy. At the end of the day, it's the lay person or the person in the village, these ones who are going to feel the impact because everything that happens will be actually passed on to the consumer. So being an importing country, as we're importing with a Kwacha that is falling, then we will be paying more, but also we'll be depleting, even the reserves that we had, which we did not generate even enough for this economy to cater for all the inputs that we need. So it is actually a situation that is painful to Malawians because the prices will be rising. Since prices of imports, when they come into the country, everything, all the markup will be passed on to the normal consumer who's in the country.
Dr. Bertha, let me follow your perspective. You talked about Malawi being an important country. What economic adjustments would you prefer be made to ensure increased value of the Kwacha?
For the Kwacha to gain value, it's an issue of structural things that need to be changed. Even the way we produce, you heard, I think maybe the Minister of Agriculture, but also the President has been touting about mega farms, ATM strategy, because we've noted that previously we could produce, but we were producing in small amounts, just maybe for consumption, and what we are exporting is just a little. So we need to export more in terms of if we are focusing on the agriculture sector, then we need to focus on the mega farming where we can farm on large scale. But on top of that, because we are a country that is vulnerable to climate change, so we also need, irrigation facilities that can, irrigate these other farms so that at least we can produce maybe 2-3 times a year and export more than just relying on the normal rains that come. But on top of that, we are talking about mining issues. So the more we invest in mining, then we should be also able to get something and export. So we've seen some mining agreements being signed by the governments and other companies that are coming in. So we are also thinking that probably these can push the exports level that we get as a country, and on top of that we might be able to get the foreign exchange reserves that we need, and then these might stabilize the kwacha. But also we need food, because we have been a country that has been food insecure, and because we import more food, this also continuously put pressure on the kwacha and destabilizes the currency.
Well,
so some of these things have started being made, and we hope that we'll see good progress at the end of the year.
Well, indeed, we do hope these recommendations are implemented and ensure that the value of the kwacha improves. But thank you so much for your perspective on the news, Dr. Bertha Bangara-Chikadza, President of Economics Association of Malawi. Many thanks indeed.
Thank you so much.